Yes, indeed. Funnily enough, I'm actually going to go do some BRD right after this show. No, I'm not kidding. We're actually going to go run some with Arcanist Belt. My name is Top Biscuit. This is the Blue Please on WoW Radio. We are rapidly running out of time. To be quite honest, we do not have time to finish with the Illusion of Choice. There's been way too much ranting content happening. What I'm going to do is I'm going to read out a few more emails about Death Knights just to round off the show on a nice negative note. And I'm going to do a shout-out, and then we're going to end the show. Make sure you tune in to WoW Things Considered later on, which will hopefully have something a little bit more positive than what I have to offer. And I'm going to just say this, you know. This show, to me, has always been about explaining what's on my mind and why. And when it's positive, it's great. I like being positive, it's cool. But I can never, ever, ever be disingenuous at any point. No. I can't. It just cannot happen. Because if I'm disingenuous and I start lying to you guys, you're not stupid, you're gonna see right through it. I can't do that. And right now, I am really, really peed off with how the game is going. And it upsets me because, you know, we put a lot of time into WoW Radio and we put a lot of time into WoW itself. And it's like, well, I don't really want to go play another game. I kind of like WoW. I don't want to start doing Darkfall Radio, but it's gonna happen if Darkfall ends up being good and they don't get off their asses and produce something worth raiding. We'll see how it goes. It's not been the first time that the game has got to this state where we're like, oh lord, we're going to go play something else. It's always come out of that, but it just makes me wonder if you can keep doing that. If you can always come with the great big comeback that brings everyone back to WoW. Or will there be a time when it just doesn't work? I hope there won't be, but I think there might at some point. It's a little bit depressing, I know, but I think the way to avert that is for them to actually act now. And it's not going to help anyone if everyone keeps saying, oh, everything's fine, guys, just keep on doing what you're doing. Because it ain't. It's not fine at all. And action has to be taken now. To be honest, action had to be taken 2 months ago, but, you know. I'll settle for doing it now. Right, couple more emails of Death Knights. Let's see. Death Knight experience. We've got Tavnasia here. I'm a hunter on Moonguard US, and my experience with DK is actually pretty minimal. I actually have one myself that only did starting quests on level 60. Honestly, I was not that impressed. In 5-mans, I can say that I've never had a bad experience with DK tanks or DPS. That being said, I've never actually had a memorably good experience either. Being 79, I haven't got back into raiding to experience that, but to me, they just exist as another class to vary up the groups. Yeah, that's honestly pretty much the most succinct way that I can put it as well. I can't remember a DK tank ever doing anything noteworthy that I can remember, you know. The only thing I remember about DK tanks is the fact that I managed to pull aggro off one in VOA a few days ago. Not so predictable. What else have we got? An email here from Kevin Gavin. I hate Death Knights. They steal my tanking loot because they say they can use it. I hate Death Knights. Thanks for that. That really helps the discussion there. Death Knights and me, this is from Zitterlock, level 80 rep Pally, of the Wheelchair Warriors. Might not be such a good idea to say our guild name on air. On Ravencrest EU. Oops! Oh no, it's a mildly politically incorrect name. Fantastic. Right, and it says this. Hey TB, first time right here, my English isn't the first, second or third language, so bear with me. I'll bear with you, that's fine. And he says this. I have a lot of good experience with Death Knights since my friend and I leveled up together. I haven't managed to pull aggro from him. The only problem with Death Knights that I have is that they are a B-bomb to get defense capped. I would assume that means they're a complete total nightmare to get defense capped. And there's only one good two-handed weapon with decent tanking stats, and that is a green axe from a quest in Icecrown. One of the best things I can say about Death Knights is they're the fastest tanking class to recover threat after a combat res, since they don't have to generate rage or regen mana before they can begin again. Example, a few weeks ago we tried to do Nax 10-man pug with only one healer. Yes, druids are insane, we had to pull another hero in later. One healer? You guys are idiots. Well, or just mad. And the Patchwork managed to kill our MT? Of course he did! Of course he managed to kill your MT with only one healer. Anyway, he was a Death Knight, but we managed to combat res him, and the Rets and Sharmies healed him up, and he retook his role in a little less than 7 seconds. Hope that added something useful. Yeah, well, I mean, being... I can't say I'd ever really want to be the tank. It's like, it's okay, guys, my role as a tank is to die and be combat resed quickly. That's my advantage over other tanks. I can be combat resed. You're not supposed to die in the first place, you're the tank! Yeah, oh well, never mind. It's okay, guys, the DKs have a role now. Dear TV, regarding the DK tanking issue, the comment about Sarthron is spot on, I know. Anything with a hard-hitting breath attack will give the DK a chance to shine. Just to mention, since we actually use DK as an MT, I don't really see them lagging behind any other tank. Rather the opposite, actually. I'd pick a well-played DK over any other class these days. Also well worth mentioning is the new Disc Priest compatibility. With the revamp of the Disc Priest tree, with the launch of Wrath, the PvE worth of Disc Priest was up significantly, and the high avoidance, coupled with shields always being up when the Death Kite actually gets hit, is gold. What does buy more DK love? Yeah, well, again, the problem you've then got is, some people are saying, oh, well, DKs are very good at tanking. Yeah, well, why does that put everybody else? I mean, it's okay to be good at tanking, but the problem is if the roles aren't varied enough, then you get to the situation where one class is taken over another. It's the same thing with, Hunters right now. Hunters out DPS like everybody. No, properly geared, properly played Hunter will out DPS anything in the game right now. And since DPS utility isn't really required now, you don't need kicks. It's like, oh, look, let's silence him. We don't need to, don't care. No, we'll just do silencing shot or whatever. It's getting to the stage where it's like, oh, we'll just take a bunch of Hunters then if we want a lot of DPS. And the only reason we take other classes is because we might get other loot. Actually, no, let's just take all Hunters, then we can DE everything and sell the Abyss Crystals for golds. Lol, 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 lol. Roll with our all-Hunter raid. Mend pet. Yeah. I'm feeling so depressed about the game this week. I am really hoping that things start to get moving again. I want the new patch. I want them to put Titan Guard back in the patch before I throw down. Seriously. Take the only useful enchant that we could probably sell out of the patch, because that's a really good idea. Are you smoking crack, Blizzard? I mean, really? What have you been doing the past 2 months? Aside from coke. My name's been Total Biscuit. You've been listening to Blue Please here on WoW Ready. If you want to shout out, you can send it in right now. themurloc@gmail.com. That is themurloc@gmail.com for shout outs for at the end of Blue Please. Alternatively, you can send it to one and only Total Biscuit on IRC. That's TB... I think it's a tilde, that. Is it tilde? I don't know what it is. TB something on the air. That's my name. Send it on over to me on IRC, on irc.mmorc.com. Yes. Absolutely. And yes, I've just had a PM from someone that says, I have a friend that works at Blizzard, and they're not putting the enchant back in. Yeah, you know what? If they don't put that enchant back in, I am going to throw down. You can't say you're going to put an enchant in the game. Maybe have people, hey, let's save up some mats for it or something like that, because obviously it's going to be a great enchant, and then just take it out. That's just retarded. Seriously, I'm not kidding. Absolutely pathetic. What the hell are you playing at? Sort your damn game out. Anyway, shout out to that's not a real word. I suppose that's supposed to be crucifixion, but that's one of those other made-up words. Maybe you should go work for WoW Insider on Arthas. What else have we got? Shout out to I am a Might Pirate. What? Is that some kind of internal meme? I am a Might Pirate guild on Dentarg EU. The shout out to the Witch Hunters from WoW for being the cheapest class in the game. They are to WoW what Bursty Rogues were to WoW. They're a cheap class with every MMO must have. Oh yes. A shout out to the Arcanist Belt Guild on Anarchist EU from Koi. Yes, we are the only real raiding guild left in WoW. Seriously, that's the sad thing about it. What else we got? Can I have a shout out to all people on Drama Spear / Dark Spear. Love you all. Evidently not, for there's so much drama going on. Hey TB, Squeegee, level 80 Warlock, Animosity on Asgalore US. And I'd shout out to my wife Renora for dinging her 80 Holy Priest. Excellent, now she can heal you in BGs like a good little housewife. I am so dead. Shout out to Exalterigo, FFB Mage Free Candy Guild, Lagging Skull. Yes, I assume that was probably a spoonerism of some description, or perhaps a Freudian slip, but it's probably true. Great show. Hey there, TB, can I have a little shout out to Arcanist Belt on Anarchist EU? It's a little guild with loads of awesome people having... It's not so much of a little guild, it's pretty damn huge. A shout out to the Arcanist Belt Nomagon group. We cleared every single piece of trash in the down place. See, proper raid content. Yeah, we're hardcore. In City, you better watch out. Arcanist Belt is coming into your hood. Oh yeah. Shout out to Omnipotent on Scarlet Crusade US for being awesome all the time. And let's kill... what is it with people in spelling this week? Myla goes this week from Deathsters 80 Death Nye. That kicks ass. 80 Death Bill Nye. Oh yeah, Bill Nye is in the new Underworld film, but Kate Beckinsale, the only reason to ever watch Underworld is like in the last 5 minutes of the entire movie. What is it with people in stupid sequels at the moment? It's like, hey, the mummy without the mummy. Why? Anyway, shout out to the guild, Death by Trey on Proudmoore US. The blood shall flow across the canteen floor. That is really worrying. A shout out to Sinker Snee, level 80 Paladin, and Thunderlord US's Guild Eternal Heroes. I miss Titan Guard. Blizz, you suck. Put Titan Guard back in the game, you bloody idiots. A shout out to the Guild White Hand on Proudmore US. For the love of God, can we get some Shaman 2 app? That's a great question. Can anyone go and apply to the Guild White Hand on Proudmore US? They want Shamans, guys, so if you happen to be a Shaman, go over. YoTB Ragavale here. Shout out to everyone on Acranist Belt. Awesome Norma run. Ugh. If I could smash my head off the keyboard right now, I would. Seriously, spelling is not everyone's strong point today. A shout out to my mum for having a safe and successful surgery. That's nice. That's a proper shout out. And actually spelt mum correctly. Well done. Get home soon. That's from Nairud, yeah. A shout out to Soul on Croax in Swedentown. That's from Bill Duke. And one last shout out before I leave today. Shout out to Corey for watching House, finally. And to Akatorius. That's nice. I like that. Ah, yes. My name is Total Biscuit. I have raged until I can rage no more. You've been listening to the one and only Angry Please on WoW Radio. Stay tuned. For the next couple of hours, you will have the one and only WoW Things Considered. Thanks for checking out WoW Radio. Go and have a look at the other shows we have on offer on wcradio.com. You can rate and review our shows using iTunes. Always much appreciated. We also have a big, huge constructive criticism thread in the general forum on our forums at wcradio.com/forums, and you can go post there if you have any particular issues with any of the shows that we have, and we shall see what we can do about fixing them for you. If you like what we're doing, donations are always appreciated to keep the service running. Our costs are going up as a result of increased listenership, and we would quite like it where we're not at a case where we're 100% maxed out on bandwidth all the time, because right now we are. We cannot physically get any more listeners because we just have too many people downloading our shows. So feel free to donate. It would be very much appreciated. Help us buy some new service. It's wcradio.com. Check out the donation link. Alternatively, you can send a PayPal to WoW Radio Donations. That's wowradiodonations@gmail.com. Subscribe to our shows using iTunes or any other popular podcast aggregator, preferably something a little bit less bloaty. And that's pretty much it. My name's been Total Biscuit. You'll be listening to Blue Please here on WoW Radio. I will see you next time, assuming I haven't quit everything ever. Good night.